This handsome devil had aspirations of being a 4-star general at one time. So this is me in basic training.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Runnigan, and welcome to Waukesha Catholic. Thank you for taking the time to come and speak with us today.
Can you please explain what the honor flight is for those who don't know?
It basically started in 2004 from a retired Air Force captain from Ohio, and he worked in the VA in Dayton, Ohio, and through some of his patients and stuff, he was a physician's assistant. Through his patients and stuff, just for talking and getting to know him and stuff. At this particular time in 2004, the World War II Memorial was just finished in Washington. So just through casual conversation and stuff, he would ask if any of his veteran patients were planning on going to see it and stuff. And he found out that many of them were either physically weren't able to go or didn't have the financial means to go. So this got him starting to think about it, and he thought, what a shame for the opportunity for a lot of these veterans not to see their own memorial. So he got together with a bunch of other Air Force retirees and stuff, and they offered, I believe in May of 2005, they offered 12 veterans from World War II out to Washington at their own expense. They asked for donations from various people. The pilots donated their own time and their own planes to send these 12 veterans, World War II veterans, out. And that's basically how it got started. So then that was just, in 2008, the Southeastern Wisconsin chapter of the Stars and Stripes Honor Flight started. And it just kind of ballooned from there. I believe there's a total of 120 chapters of the honor flights right now, in different areas and stuff. So that's basically where it started from. But anyway, it gives an opportunity for the veterans of the different wars the opportunity to go and visit their own memorial and stuff.
What was your role in the war, and how long did you serve?
I served in Vietnam, the Republic of Vietnam. I was there from August of 70 to August of 71. I drove tractor trailer and with convoys, and there's like in our convoys, a lot of times we had 50, 60, 70, 80 units, tractor trailers and stuff. And I did that for about 6 months, my first 6 months, I believe, and then I was asked if I would be interested in driving a gun truck. Each company was responsible for their own convoy security. I thought it was a step up. We ran into any kind of ambushes and stuff. The gun trucks would run up to that area and provide security. These are the gun trucks that I was talking about, like what they look like and what they're set up. This is all armor plating here. This particular truck is called Satisfaction. Everybody had their choice of name to name their own gun trucks and stuff. Mine was Wild Bunch. Mine was Wild Bunch. And this is Satisfaction. Like I said, I think each company had 5 or 6 gun trucks to each company and stuff. As it turned out, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
How did your faith help you throughout the war?
And my sisters had found an old letter and an old prayer card that I had gotten from my grandma. The idea was that I was to say this small verse prayer every day, and she would too. It would be a way of the Lord watching over me.
Speaking of faith, you were so blessed to be able to go on the honor flight. When did you actually go on the flight, and what did you do?
I went on November 4th of this past year. What the honor flight is looking for another generation to be exposed to the conflicts and the wars that we were in at any particular time. So they wanted the younger generation to. There was I think there was a 15-year requirement. They had to be younger than 15 years younger than the vet themselves and stuff. There were 2 planes. There were 2 planes that went. There was a total of 140 140 veterans plus their guardians. We left Milwaukee about, I think it was about 8:30 that morning. Got into Washington Dulles Airfield, got off the plane, and we got met by hundreds of people from the Washington area, and that was pretty special. That was extremely nice of them, you know, kids, Girl Scouts, Brownies, schools. I believe we went to 5 different monuments. We first went to the Air Force. From there, the Pentagon is right down the hill from the Air Force, where there's a monument for the 9/11 victims and stuff. And from there, we went to Arlington for the changing of the guard, which is very solemn. It's very, very impressive. So then from there, from the changing of the guard at Arlington, we went to the wall, the Vietnam Memorial. And I have a couple of friends that were on the wall that died in Vietnam. So my daughter and I, we were able to imprint of their names and stuff while we were there. And from there, we were able to walk from the Vietnam Memorial. We were able to walk to the newly completed Korean War Monument, which was really cool. From the Korean War Memorial, we walked to the World War II Memorial. From the World War II Memorial, we went to the FDR. We went from the FDR Memorial, jumped on the buses, and we headed back out to Dulles to hook up with our planes and stuff like that.
What did you enjoy most about the honor flight?
It was a real busy day, a hectic day, but a fun day. It was a fun day, so. Mail call was very important to us. It was the only way that we had connections to the outside world. Any kind of letters, any kind of postcards, any kind of prayer cards was really cool. I had I think you kids sent me some stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a huge bag of it. It took me forever. It took me 2 days to go through it all. So, so the mail call was really important. The changing of the guard at Arlington was really cool. Reception that we got at Washington, the reception that we got there was surprising. And obviously the wall. The wall was because I had a little bit of a personal connection to that. The reception that we got back in Milwaukee too was overwhelming. I knew there was going to be a reception of sorts when we got back, but it was nowhere close to what I had envisioned and stuff. It was just over the top. We had a lot of friends that I used to work with. My family was down there. Guys that belong to the VFW that I belong to the Legion and stuff were down there, and guys that I used to work with, and just the amount of people that were there was overwhelming. It was overwhelming. So I can't honestly tell you what one particular spot was. Like I said, each part of it was special in its own way, if that makes any sense and stuff, you know. So.
We understand you brought some pictures from your honor flight experience. What are they of?
Oh, one of them for sure. My daughter Kayla wanted to make sure that I showed you the picture of her and I at the airport, because she was my guardian and stuff. Some of the other photos and stuff are of the various stops that we went to.
Is there anything else you would like to share with us?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. The mail call was extremely nice, and I appreciate your guys' efforts and the cards that I got from them. If you have the opportunity to go down and watch the honor flights come in and the veterans, talk to them, shake their hands, it would be well appreciated and stuff. It's something to consider, and don't be afraid if you see a veteran on the street to go up, shake his hand, and tell him welcome home. Very simple.
Thank you for your time and your service. It has been a pleasure interviewing you today.
Pleasure's all mine, anytime. Anytime, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
You're welcome.